Good evening and welcome Rhinebeck families. Let's give one more round of applause for the class of 2025. I'm now going to ask everyone to please rise for the national anthem.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Rhinebeck High School Class of 2025 graduation ceremony. I would especially like to welcome Superintendent Dr. Lutinsky, Principal Ms. Foschetti, Board of Education members, teachers, parents, family, staff, and last but not least, the Rhinebeck Class of 2025. One of my favorite memories at Rhinebeck comes from a game I used to play during 5th grade called hopscotch ball. Now, hopscotch ball is a game that could best be described as a sort of a two-person handball played on top of a hopscotch. Now, if you've never heard of this strange game, that's no wonder, because it's a name my friends and I gave to a game we invented during the lunch recesses in 5th grade. For a couple of weeks in that school year, we vigorously played this game before eventually turning our interests to box ball. I think one big quality that made hopscotch ball so appealing back in the day was the fact that the game was so original. It wasn't any game we've seen on TV or played during gym class or being taught by our older siblings. For our 5th grade selves, learning the same subjects under the same schedules, eating lunch at the same hour, and generally having little control over our day-to-day activities. Hopscotch ball, I think, was something new and exciting. Now, a lot has changed since 5th grade, and I think a lot of that has to do with how much more control we have over who we are. We have a greater control over how to manage our time. We have a greater sense of our values and interests. We have our ideas for our individual futures. At least for me, this process of growing up was gradual and only came after I started making decisions for myself, like deciding to join the modified cross-country team in 7th grade, or deciding to continue playing the cello in 9th grade, or deciding to come back to the mock trial team every year of high school. These decisions that I have made for myself make me who I am today, an individual distinct from all of my peers sitting before me today. I think we've all made decisions like this. And when we look at the sum total, none of us have the exact same story. Despite the years we have spent together, we are all very different, and I think that's what makes us interesting. But as we celebrate the individuals we have become and the things we are going to achieve, I would also like to remind everyone that even though you are the only individual who can tell your full story, that doesn't mean that you need to be alone. I've always thought that what made Hopscotch Bowl so special was the fact that it was something nobody else was doing. Looking back though, I now realize that those memories still stick with me, mostly because it was an experience that I shared. Your life story is something that's completely unique to you. And yes, that is what makes it so exciting. But each episode of that life story is a precious memory precisely because you share this experience with your friends and peers. There have been memories we've shared together as a class, from the numerous class events to a whole global pandemic. And there have also been more personal moments with our friends. Going out to eat during lunch, sharing a bus to a sports events, getting on calls to do homework. It's true that we have made different individual decisions, and it's true that we will go on to do vastly different things. However, that doesn't mean that these memories we shared with each other will just disappear when we walk out of this gym. Even when we are no longer together, we will always be the RNHS class of 2025. When we embark on our own unique journeys, these connections, this part of our lives that we shared, will always be there to carry us on. Thank you.
Thank you, Shotaro. When I wrote this speech, I made it short because I thought we'd be outside sweating in the sun, so if there are no objections, I'm going to stick with that. I am thrilled that we are graduating together. You don't think about it much early in your career, but every single teacher has a date at which point they'll be eligible for retirement. And the class of 2025 and I were destined to walk away from RNHS together. Since you are also my last graduating middle school class, this group is special to me. When I thought about the changes the years have brought since your birth, around the 26-27 school year, I began to consider significant dates and events. The 5th grade was on this campus. K through 4 was at Bellows, and we rented out Daniel Warren to a private school. A lot's changed in a lifetime. YouTube was a baby. Twitter was just born. And Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitch were just ideas. And you guys are the exact same age as iPhones. And like you, this is the last year we'll be on campus. I don't want to belabor the elephant in the room, but the 2020-21 school year was your 8th grade year. And if middle school isn't tough enough, with social drama, harder academics, odors, and inevitably embarrassing yearbook photos, you still have powered through all those things we dealt with: asynchronous learning, cohorts, quarantines, isolation, open windows in January, split lunches, identifying yourself before you could enter a bathroom, standing on those silly dots that are still on the sidewalks, and those stupid desk shields that you guys had to carry around. Yet I always appreciated how our oldest grade showed leadership and proved to us that if we hung together, not only could we get education done, but that you could prosper along the way. And look at you now. The first of my 2 messages to you is guidance you've heard before, but I really believe you'll be happier and healthier if you just concentrate on being yourself. I've had a great many people, some of them very smart and trusted advisors, tell me what I should be doing and how I should be acting. We all have self-improvements to make, but don't neglect your passions. Don't try to turn yourself into someone else's image of success. If you do that, you forget that you are ultimately responsible for yourself and you give away your own authority. If you really want success in school, work, or love, you have to accentuate your positive attributes. Study what excites you. Look for that rewarding career and hang out with who you want. I hear music in my head all day, so that Pink Floyd line, "Look around and choose your own ground," also tells me that when you find your own ground, hang on to it. David Draymond of Disturbed sang, "The thing I treasure most in life cannot be taken away." Protect those passions that you treasure. My second message is simply, thank you for being part of my own passion and my own rewarding career. I really appreciate the awesome card that this senior class gave me, and I have never been on the rock before, so thank you for your kindness. Seeing you on the fields, on the stage, or in the classrooms, joking around in the dining hall, or simply saying hello in the hallways, you have given me joy. Most of the time. For those of you who wound up in my middle school office, I hope I was kind. If you ever experienced my bad cop, I promise you I was faking it. You're a great class. So when you're done and you all walk away from here, remember to come home and get together as a class as often as you can. I'll close with Billy Corgan. I've journeyed here and there and back again, but in the same old haunts, I still find my friends. Congratulations.
RNHS welcomes 2015 graduate Graça Tito as this year's keynote speaker. As a student at RNHS, Graça's energy and commitment were integral to the success of many class endeavors, including as serving as class secretary, acting as president of Key Club her senior year, founding the Student Awareness Coalition, and many other achievements. After RNHS, Graça journeyed off to the University of Delaware, where she earned a Bachelor of Arts in International Relations and Spanish, and a Master of Arts in Spanish Language, Literature, and Culture. She now works as the Director of Events and Cover Design Manager at boutique publisher Zibby Media, overseeing the entire book cover design process. She also plans luxury reading retreats and books and festivals and co-produces Zibby Owen's award-winning podcast, Totally Booked with Zibby. Graça's path to today might not be the one she imagined in 2015, but it is filled with meaning, experience, learning, and love. As she will tell you, it's okay to change your mind. Now please welcome Graça Tito.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Volchetti, Dr. Lutinsky, the RNHS faculty, and the Board of Education for inviting me to be here today. And thank you to the class of 2025 for letting me be a part of this moment. I feel so honored and so happy to be here celebrating this milestone with you. Graduates, it's been 10 long years since I sat where you are sitting now, but it feels like I was just here. How can 10 years feel like an eternity and mere seconds all at once? How can I still feel the polyester gown rubbing against my neck and the cap slowly sliding off my head? And how are my emotions from that day still so present, so visceral? That unique combination of giddy excitement and nervous anticipation for what's coming next. And there was something else I felt that day, and I feel right now, that can only be expressed in Portuguese, my native language, and that is saudade. Saudade is one of those untranslatable words that I wish existed in English because it so perfectly captures a universal human experience. Saudade is a fusion of joy and sorrow. It's a sadness that fills you with life. It's presence and absence. It's holding on and letting go. It's being so utterly excited for the life that is about to unfold for you while feeling heartache for the chapter that is closing. It's seeing something really beautiful end and feeling that loss deeply. And that is what today is. This moment right now is saudades in the making. You're thinking about the friends you've known since kindergarten, the ones who chased you on the Bellows playground, saw your sleepy face on Zoom, and danced with you at prom. You're thinking about the bus rides to games, the late-night play rehearsals, the nervous energy before an exam, the chatter in the hallways. And maybe you're also thinking about the community that raised you, that got you to this point. The parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, neighbors, teachers, coaches, guidance counselors, and custodians, the Rhinebeck community. The same community that welcomed and embraced my family when we moved to the United States in 2010. The community that is here today to witness this moment, a community that I know is feeling saudades. So what's next? How do we harness this feeling, this joy and this sadness that is settling in our chests? Well, the good thing about saudades is that it is as much about the future as it is about the past. It's about how you'll carry these memories, this place, and these people with you as you step out into the world. And as you take those first steps, whether it's college, trade school, a job, or a gap year, I want to leave you with 2 pieces of advice that have served me well. First, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change your mind about your college major, the city you live in, the career you're building, the relationships you're in. You are not supposed to have it all figured out right now, or ever. And some of the most interesting, fulfilling paths will be the ones you never saw coming. Let's use me as an example. I studied international relations in college, hoping to be a diplomat or work in the United Nations. I added and dropped a journalism minor, then I added a Spanish major to pad my resume. Before I knew it, I'd gotten a full scholarship for a master's degree in foreign languages. And for a few years after that, I taught Spanish at my university. And then I panicked. I wasn't happy. After many sleepless nights, I quit my teaching job, moved back in with my parents, and announced to them that I wanted to work in book publishing. They must have been so thrilled. But this quarter-life crisis led me to the job I have now at a literary startup, planning luxury reading retreats around the country, designing book covers for our publishing house, and managing a podcast with more than 15 million downloads. I mean, who even knew these were jobs? And what if I'd never admitted to myself that books have sustained me through life and I just wanted to be a part of making them? I realize now why Ms. Fulchetti invited me to be your graduation speaker. This is a huge win for the English department. There aren't a lot of these, but seriously, it's okay to change your mind. Whatever you think your dream is right now, it's probably going to change. Let yourself discover what brings you joy and be brave enough to begin again. My second and last piece of advice is to lean on the people who care about you. When you feel stuck or lost or unsure, ask for help. When you're having a hard time at school in the fall, just call home. When the saudades starts gripping your heart too tightly, text your friends. Mine are here today. I met them when I started school at Rhinebeck when I was 14 years old. They are the best people I've known, and I even married one of them 2 weeks ago. I've leaned heavily on my friends and my family for the past 10 years, and I encourage you to lean on yours too. Graduates, turn towards the stands, find your people, and wave. I hope you know how proud they are of you in this moment and how proud they'll continue to be as you navigate the next chapter of your life. I hope it's exciting and fulfilling and challenging and mostly unexpected. And I hope you're kind to yourself and to others. Congratulations, class of 2025, and thank you for having me.
My name is Quinn Byron, and I am the president of the class of 2025. Grasa, please accept this commemorative plaque as a token of our appreciation for your words of inspiration tonight. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Lutinsky, Principal Fulchetti, Board of Education trustees, Rhinebeck administration and staff, honored family members, guests, and especially the Rhinebeck High School class of 2025. This year marks the 33rd year the Rhinebeck Teachers Association presents the Rhinebeck Memorial Scholarship Award to a deserving member of the senior class. When selecting a student for this award, the Rhinebeck teachers look for a senior student who exhibits determination, motivation, responsibility, and leadership, and exceptional dedication to academic excellence. In addition, we also look at the individual candidate and how they thrive within the Rhinebeck district and community. This year's recipient has been described as one of the most conscientious and kind students in this class. In addition, the student has been recognized for leadership as the captain of the cheerleading team, a member of the National Honor Society, and for securing a plethora of acting opportunities both in school and out. There is a strong commitment to community service, as she participated in the Larchmont Mamaroneck Hunger Task Force and 5K volunteer for 2025, as well as becoming the face of the Rhinebeck News, working closely with her mentor, Mr. Dave Golden. Participating in the Capstone Project, this senior worked on making accessible pedestrian signals on Mamaroneck Avenue, which was presented to the Village of Mamaroneck's Traffic Commission. All this demonstrates our recipients' desire to make a positive impact in the lives of others. Utilizing the love of acting, performing in Rhinebeck productions, as well as becoming a member of MGMT Artists and receiving the New York State Controller's Achievement Award, this student hopes to take her talent, motivation, sense of community, and responsibility to the next level in the fall as she enters college pursuing a degree in communications and media studies at Pace University. On behalf of the Rhinebeck staff, it is my great pleasure to announce the 2025 winner of the Rhinebeck Memorial Scholarship Award, Miss Christina Perrone. Christina, please come up.
Good evening, family, friends, and of course, fellow graduates. Thank you, Board of Education, Principal Ms. Fulchetti, Superintendent Dr. Lutinsky, teachers and staff for getting us to this incredible milestone. A special thank you to Rebecca Mansell for helping me shape this speech. And finally, thank you to my mom, my dad, my sisters Mirabel and Clementine for supporting me my whole life. The word graduation comes from the Latin root gradus, which means to take a step. On behalf of the class of 2020-25, I'm here to reflect on our time at Rhinebeck and celebrate the next step in our journey. As a child, I remember being asked what I wanted to be when I grew up. I depicted my various aspirations through childish artwork. Future on East was a singer, a teacher, the American president, an engineer. I thought growing up meant turning 18. My sister thinks it is when you can eat a whole box of mac and cheese all by yourself. But now that I am 18, standing in front of you and graduating high school, I can't help but feel that I'm not grown up. And looking around today, I'm wondering if you feel the same way. When will we be grown-ups, and how will we know? For senior internship, I had the incredible opportunity to work with Mrs. Santoro at Daniel Warren. Each day, I listened to kindergarteners tell me about their plans for recess and their plans for the future. 6-year-olds told me about their dreams of becoming a vet, a construction worker, a police officer, a princess when they grew up. Their answers changed throughout the day, though, depending on what their neighbors said or what they knew how to spell. When I asked them when they thought someone grew up, some said in 15 years or even in 500 years. When I'm old like you was my favorite response. I now understand why they had so many different responses. It's because growth is not linear, and the process of growing up never ends. Coming of age in Rhinebeck meant every month offered a new opportunity to spend time outside. April meant the spring fair, May was kickball in Florence Park, June meant field days, July was the Fireman's Carnival, and October promised trick-or-treating. Even the winter months were special, sledding down the big hill at Rye Golf Club, sleeping with a spoon under our pillow, and our PJs on backwards in order to summon a snow day. On weeknights, once my older sister and I finished our homework, we would go around the neighborhood, knocking on doors until we got enough kids to start a game of manhunt. But as I got older, the increased pressure of school and extracurriculars prevented us from playing outside in the ways we always had. In 10th grade, I was living in a new house, about to turn 16, and my sister was getting ready to leave for college. I no longer built sandcastles, or played outside, or got excited when the Amazon package came with bubble wrap. I would look through pictures of myself as a child and feel depressed by how much I had grown, resenting the fact I hadn't enjoyed my childhood more. I felt stuck in the past, worried about the future, not focusing on the present. I hated growing up because I felt like I was losing my spontaneity and joy. I share this story because I think a lot of us can relate to feeling sad about the end of our childhoods as we graduate high school. As we face this next chapter of our lives, whether it is starting a new job, taking a gap year for work or travel, or going to a college away from home, we are all starting something new, something we have never done before. Growing means changing, but instead of resenting or resisting the inevitable change, I think it's important to embrace it. We will grow older, but we don't have to think of growing up as having an endpoint. Growing older also doesn't mean leaving behind who you used to be. Each stage of life builds on the stages before it, and all your past selves stay with you, shaping how you see the world, how you feel, and mostly how you connect with others. One of my favorite books is Tuesdays with Morrie. Upon reflecting on his life, Morrie Schwartz says, "The truth is, part of me is every age. I'm 3 years old, I'm 5 years old, I'm 37 years old. I've been through all of them, so I know what it's like." As teenagers, just a fraction of our life is completed, but it would be foolish to think that those years of our life are over. Like Schwartz says, all our lived experiences and ages remain with us forever. The urge to ask questions about anything and everything in kindergarten has turned us into academics doing deep dives through independent learning and science research projects. Our grade school concerts with Mr. Galgano inspired many of us to pursue music and theater, allowing us to express ourselves creatively. Outdoor recess trained us for athletic pursuits, with many of us joining and excelling in Rhinebeck High School sports, many of us planning to continue them throughout our lives. Childhood frustration about injustices and environmental losses prompted us to organize walk-to-school weeks and attend marches, while changing how we treat others and our planet, proving that this generation can make the world a better place. But trick-or-treating, that's remained the same, with all of us dressing up and collecting candy on Halloween. Our high school experiences and lessons will find their way into our adult lives too, never to be forgotten. To grow older is not to leave our past selves behind, but to bring them with us for each step of the way, allowing each experience to shape the path we forge forward. Although today marks the end of high school, graduating does not mean we are done growing, and it definitely doesn't mean we are grown-ups now. It is not only your present experiences that shape who you are, but your past and future experiences too. By continuing to learn and be curious, you will never truly stop growing. As all 151 of us take our next steps, let's continue to be creative, empathetic, cooperative, proactive, and curious. To the class of 2020-25, we've grown together, we've changed together, and now we get to carry that growth into a world waiting for who will become. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and good evening. As president of the class of 2025, it has been an honor to help plan moments that reflect who we are, a class full of energy, spirit, and unwavering support for one another. This is a big class in both size and personality. From ice skating at Chelsea Pierce, junior senior day, senior walkthrough, and finally graduation, this class has always had an incredible creativity, competitiveness, and enthusiasm.
As senior officers, it is our responsibility to pick a class gift that reflects the grade's character, but will also make the community a better place. This year's class gift will be a series of donations to individuals and organizations that demonstrate our grade's compassion, advocacy, and strength.
I would like to recognize Michael Maffei, a sixth grader who sadly passed away earlier this year due to neuroblastoma cancer. His joy, smile, and compassion for others has been shown in his family as well as in friendships. We seniors were blessed to see and meet him and his wonderful attitude at Senior Buddy Day. Even though he was not able to participate in many of the activities, his smile was contagious. He kept his attitude up even through the hardships. As a community, it has been incredible to see how many people have come together to support Michael and his family. As a class, we have decided to donate a portion of the money raised to St. Michael's Angels, which will support other children struggling with neuroblastoma cancer.
Our freshman year, Rhinebeck was visited by the JCK Foundation with the goal of raising awareness and breaking stigmas around mental health in high school. None of us knew at the time the lasting impact that they would leave on our school. John and Kevin are both incredible people, always encouraging us to speak our minds about our mental health and always be aware of how we treat others. This contribution is just a small token of our appreciation, and we know it will help the foundation to keep spreading their message and touching the hearts of everyone they meet.
Thank you, Alex. The final portion of our class gift will be donated to Abubakar Usman and his family. At 10 years old, Abu was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. From the moment Abu became a part of our Rhinebeck community, he began to make an impact. Always a kind, smiling, and energetic face around our school. He's also a star in his athletic pursuits, a standout on both the football field and the track, even breaking school records during his treatment. Abu has touched the lives of so many, not only myself and the class of 2025, but our whole community. This gift is a very small way of showing our love and gratitude for everything that Abu has given to us. We love you, Abu.
Thank you very much, class officers. Lovely and fitting remembrances of your class. The families and friends of the recipients of your generosity will feel the strength of your goodwill in these gestures. I also want to thank you for your hard work and dedication in making all the events of this year, including this one, memorable, spirited, and moving. So thank you very much. Big ups to Abu. All right, so the games are about to begin. We are all here tonight for one reason and one reason alone: to celebrate the class of 2025 as they take their next steps into the universe. That long-awaited moment has come, and you are stepping out on your own, into your own, and that feeling is ecstatic. You won't have any of us around anymore to ask you where you belong or question why you're late. You will indeed be the captains of your own ships. And what ships they shall be, filled with promise and possibility and the spirit of generosity and the essence of compassion. I hope you take to heart the simple thoughts that have been integral to tonight's ceremony: taking steps, valuing connections, and embracing the duality of feeling. I hope you take the bits of wisdom offered this evening and the skills and habits you've developed in these past years with you beyond Rhinebeck, and that they supply the key to navigating the journeys you embark on. As Jackie Robinson said, the importance of a life is in the impact it has on others. Remember the impact that these years and these people, your friends, parents, teachers, family, Remember the impact it all had on you and who you are. Thank them. Thank each other. Thank yourselves. Thank you. Okay. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for, I would like to invite the President of the Board of Education, Ms. Erica Wagner, to the front of the table, up here. And Ms. Anna Frioli. Okay, now this was a challenging rehearsal today. It's all a little new to us. Okay, you guys remember how we're going to do this? You ready? All right, let's see if they can do it. Ready? Anais Brown. Shitaro Oshikawa. Quinn Byron. Parm Labertra. Alex Kerr. I'd like to invite former Board of Education trustee, Ms. Jennifer Rubin, to give the diploma to her son, Matthew Rubin. Folks on the aisles, we're going to need the aisles. So the kids are going to be walking up the aisles on the outskirts there, so just be careful. Just want to let you know, okay? Melanie Acevedo Mendez. Angie Aguilar. Sofia Alterio Bueno de Silva. Jed Amos. Zoe Antacona. Nicholas Apicella. Peter Apaldo. Killian Aubrey. Lara Alfarth. And now I'd like to invite former Board of Education trustee, Ms. Deborah Alfinger, up to the front to present the diploma to her daughter, Ella Alfinger. Natalie Bayo. Christian Barrios. William Barrios. Kira Bayer. Marco Bagazzo. Anthony Bondi. Logan Bravo. Thomas Briscoe. Sophia Butner. Ensar Burya. Catherine Colicchio. Rachel Candemill. And now I'd like to invite Board of Education Vice President Dr. Jason Carmel to present the diploma to his daughter, Phoebe Carmel. Paxton C. Carrington Young. Valentine Casciano. Elizabeth Castillo Villela. Alejandra Ceja. Armando Salento. Alex Cordazzo. Ava Crea. Romeo Damison. Eleanor Delcourt. Paul DeNaro. And now I'd like to invite former Rhinebeck teacher, Mr. Mark DiMaggio, to give the diploma to his grandson, Mark DiMaggio III. Nicholas Doherty. Zadie Dorset. Terrence Dew. Zaire Dubose. Alexis Dubowski. Anna Dwyer. Amia Ebele. Maximilian Engelin. And now I'd like to invite former Board of Education trustee, Mr. Pietro Fasolino, to present the diploma to his daughter, Gabriella Fasolino. Ayla Fellenstein. Nicholas Fernandez. Abigail Flynn. Fiona Fox. Charlotte Geary. And now I'd like to invite Ms. Gloria Gali, former Board of Education trustee, and Mr. Frank Spedafino, former Board of Education trustee, to present the diploma to their son and grandson, respectively, Matthew Gali. Natasha Goslin. Litzy Gramajo Echeverria. Ella Gran. Isabella Clements. Sive Grenillon. Marco Griffo. Elvis Guevara Umanya. Gianna Hammer. Kyle Harris. Zachary Harrison. Catherine Harvey. Sarah Heaton. Gray Heckert. Waldemar Hernandez Villatoro. Alexander Hall. Sorahisa Iri. Ayana Ite. Sasha Valentina Jaramillo. Lily Kapustin. Aiden Kenny. Katie Lawhan. Raymond Lynn. Melanie Linares. Juliana Longo. Daniela Laurie. Jack Lucas. Mason Lugo. Stefano Maffei. And now I'd like to invite former Board of Education trustee Ms. Rebecca Mansell up to give the diploma to her daughter, Lily Mansell. Lila Martelli. Cara McClumfa. Karis McCrory. Vitalina Miranda. Elizabeth Mitchell. Sean Moore. Lucia Monreal. Sabrina Musicus. Peyton Namaga. Mia Nason. Giuseppe Novello. And now I'd like to invite former Board of Education trustee Ms. Davina O'Reilly to the front to present the diploma to her daughter, Tara O'Reilly. Angel Ortiz. Julian Ortiz. Pasquale Papalardi. Rachel Park. Robert Peccia. Alessandra Perez. Samai Philip. Hiroto Plu. Alexander Popovich. Gregory Posey. Shelby Prizer. Samina Cooley. Bram Raftery. Abigail Ramos. Alexandra Reshetniak. Isabella Rios. Lucas Rizzo Patron. Amaya Roberts. Jean Rodriguez. Mia Rodriguez. Ashley Rosales Muir. Rocco Rashido. Christina Perone. Joseph Saldivari. Ainara Shubi. Aritz Shubi. Juliana Seamer. Andrew Showers, Jr. Caitlin Showers. Emma Showers. In honor of her late husband, Board of Education trustee, Mr. Steve Silva, I now invite Ms. Kristen Lemkow to the front to present the diploma to her daughter, Natalie Silva. Jackson Simon. Kyle Snow. Emma Spellman. Maya Sperling. Kimberly Tapia. William Tauber. Maymuna Tiem. Salimata Tiem. Nora Toomey. Ryan Truda. Usman Isiaka. Ryan Varga. Peter Walsh. Abigail Weideman. William White. Maya Wintermantle. Mariana Zarate. And special guest star, Abubakar Usman Isiaka. I've been through a lot of these, but I gotta say, this is enormously moving. Really is. All right. Do you feel it? Do you feel graduated? Okay. Move that tassel from the right side of your cap to the left side while I say the following. It is with great pleasure that I present the members of RNH's class of 2025 who have completed a course of study prescribed by the Board of Education and approved by the State of New York and are entitled to be awarded these diplomas. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2025.